All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Geron Ennis showing the real reason Terence Crawford don't want to be in 154 pounds and why he is going to chase gold up at 168, maybe, as information has come out from Eddie Hearn about the likelihood of Terence Crawford really fighting Canelo Alvarez. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. What a wonderful weekend of boxing. Two particular fights that I got to see that I enjoyed. One was with Raymond Ford, and the other one was with one of my favorite fighters, Geron Ennis, who just became a unified champion at 147 pounds by taking the belt off Emanis Stanionis in a dominant performance in which he made, I believe it was at the end of the 6th, made Stanionis stay on his stool. Now, I'm telling you that performance right there is one of the main reasons Terence Crawford wants out of the 154-pound division. If you noticed, Geron Ennis looks significantly different in that last fight than he did against Emanis Stanionis. I wonder what that could be. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitations to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much. So first and foremost, congratulations to Geron Ennis. Feel bad for Emanis Stanionis having to take that fight off of an 18-month layoff. And it was just unfortunate that he had to have that long layoff before he got in there with Jaron, who has not had a layoff, is not coming off a layoff. He had a layoff before, but he's not coming off a layoff. And I think that showed in Stanionis' performance, but I don't think it would have made much difference at all to the guy that was in that ring at the time. If Emanis Stanionis was in peak shape and he had had 2 fights last year, a fight 5 months ago, instead of going 6 rounds, who knows, Emanis Stanionis might have went 9. But I think that is about the most you were going to get out of that because Geron Ennis is just way too well-rounded a fighter. He's so strong at that weight class. And let me tell you why. The IBF, and that's why I said, did you notice anything different about Geron Ennis in that fight versus the fight with Karen Kukadajian, the last 2 fights with Karen Kukadajian? I can tell you I noticed a difference. The difference was he was much stronger. He looked much more full. He looked much more energetic. I mean, he looked stronger. Why would that be? Because Emanis Stanionis was the WBA champion. Geron Ennis is the IBF champion. Geron Ennis, for the other championship fights he's had to have, has had to, and the fights that he had when he was in the IBF, I don't know if he had to have when he was in the IBF ranking system, but for sure, when he was the IBF champion and only the IBF champion, he had a 10-pound rehydration clause on him for the morning of the fight. So say he weighs in at 146 like he usually does for the fight. He has to weigh in, I think he can weigh no more than 146 or 156, excuse me, it's plus 10, 156 the next day. That's not the case if you are fighting a champion for the WBA. The IBF lets that 10-pound rehydration clause slide and goes with the rule of the WBA, who does not have that in place. So Geron didn't have to worry about. Geron could gain as much weight as he wanted the night after the fight, come in on the scale, as long as he's, I don't even think I just think as long as he hits that scale, boom, weighing in the second time, and he's good to go. He may be able to start eating a lot earlier, drinking a lot more liquid, and just being able to have a much more restful night and just feel a lot better and recover from the weight draining that he did to make the weight, from all the work that he did to make the weight, right? So you get a stronger fighter, and that's what it looked like to me when he fought Amanda Stanionis. It looked like, especially when he started really laying down on those body shots, one of those early body shots, it literally looked like he lifted Stanionis. Just so strong. So strong. And honestly, his chin looked good because Stanionis got a nice jab. A nice, like, lunging jab. He kept hitting him with a lunging jab until Geron Ennis figured out the timing on Stanionis' jab. I like Stanionis' jab because it gets there. It basically, he can hit you from a lot further than you think he can hit you with that jab, because he almost slides forward with that jab and covers more ground. So you think he's out of range, but then nope, boop, hits you dead in your mouth. And he got Geron several times on that. But once Geron figured out the timing of that, kind of felt like the power was not that much. He actually took some hooks, some clean hooks, just to sit in there and absolutely rip up the body of Amanda Stanionis. I thought it was a fantastic performance. Pretty much showed all kind of different stuff coming up in between the shell, the high guard, masterful offense to get around Stanionis' high guard with the hooks and the uppercuts, the hand speed, the power was just really, really, really there. Looked great. Now, how long is he going to be at 147? I personally think that if he doesn't get Brian Norman next, which Brian Norman will, honestly, I think Brian Norman and he would be good while it lasts. Let me put it that way. I think he and Brian Norman would be good while it lasts. But I got Geron Ennis getting that and clearing that thing out. And I'm telling you right now, what you saw, if you saw the fight with Geron Ennis, is the exact reason why Terence Crawford never wanted to fight him at 147. He went to 154, and I'm telling you, he didn't want to stay around at 154 either. Geron Ennis is a problem for Terence Crawford, I'm telling you. A very, very, very big problem, especially as Terence Crawford gets older. And Terence Crawford is not as big as Geron Ennis, and he's not as strong as Geron Ennis. I've still never seen Terence Crawford's body shots don't come off like that. Terence Crawford can clip you, and Terence Crawford can stop you with a big shot, catching you with a big shot. Geron Ennis is absolutely destroying your body, and he'll catch you with a big shot and lay you out at the same time. I'm telling you, man, that is a different type of dude, Geron Ennis. And he looked absolutely fantastic. Now, I know people are going to retort and say, well, you know, Geron fought a guy off of a layoff. Yeah, so did Terence Crawford. He fought Errol Spence coming off an 18-month layoff. Before that, he had fought Sean Porter and guys that had basically on their way to retirement. So we can shoot. He fought Ismail Madmarov. The next fight lost to Virgil Ortiz, and he only had like 11 pro fights before Terence Crawford got in there with him. And guess what? Ismail Madmarov's size affected Terence Crawford. Now, Terence Crawford is going to go up to 168, right? And fight Canelo. We don't know that for sure because guess what? That fight has not been announced. Also, if that fight is going to take place in the United States, in Vegas, and Turkey Al-Sheikh is supposed to be sponsoring it, how in the world are they going to get the money for that fight that they claimed that they were going to get of $300 million being paid out? $200 million to Canelo, $100 million for Terence Crawford. How is that going to be? How is that going to take place? They would have to sell 6 million pay-per-views, 7 million pay-per-views to get to that number. There's no way that they're going to get to that number. No way that they're going to get to that number legitimately. So you have to ask the question, is the fight going to go through? Now, I'm not saying the fight won't go through, but, you know, it might go through with a whole lot of broken promises. You may walk up on the negotiation and they may say, the money's not really there for this. How about you take $2 million and $100 million worth of crypto coin? Something like that. But anyway, if Geron Ennis gets up to 154 and Terence Crawford cannot get that fight at 168. It's going to be interesting to see what Terence Crawford does, whether he comes back to 154, whether he retires, or what happens. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.